this video, we're going to be talking about fractions and how to convert between mixed fractions and improper fractions and back and forth. So when we think about fractions, it's important to remember that the top number is called a numerator and this bottom number is called a denominator. So for this first one, we're going to be looking at improper fractions and then converting them into mixed fractions. Mixed fractions are the proper way of noting fractions, so we want to make sure on the GED they can be written either way. Your answers could be an improper fraction or a mixed fraction, so you want to make sure we can go either way. And also while we're working with fractions, it's important to know how to go from improper fractions to mixed fractions and vice versa. So in an improper fraction, that's when our numerator, our top number, is bigger than our denominator, our bottom number. So in order to convert this into a mixed fraction, the first thing we're going to do is divide the top number by the bottom number. So 5 divided by 2 will give you 2. So 2 is our integer. And then if we say 2 times 2 will give us 4. And 5 minus 4 gives us 1 left over. So we have 1 left over in the top, and we keep the same denominator. So 5 halves is the same as saying 2 and 1 half. So looking at the next one, we have 11 over 6. So again, our first step is to divide this numerator by the denominator. So 11 divided by 6 will give us 1. 1 times 6 will give us 6. So then we take our numerator and subtract by 6, which will give us 5 left over. So we have 6 of our numerator went into this whole number right here, and we have 5 left over. So 5 becomes our numerator over, we keep the same denominator. So 11 6 is the same as 1 and 5 6. So looking at this next one, we have 96 over 11. So we take 96 and we divide it by 11. And that'll give us 8. So 96 divided by 11 will give us 8. 11 times 8 gives us 88. So we're going to take 96 and subtract 88. Which should give us leftover of 8. So our leftover becomes our numerator, and we keep the same denominator. So 96 over 11 will give us 8 and 8 elevenths. So our last improper fraction here, we have 27 over 5. So same thing, 27 divided by 5 will give us 5. And again, these things you can plug into your calculator. You should, on these ones, you'll probably have your calculator. Sometimes they'll be in the non-calculator part. But for now, we're just going to use our calculator. So 27 divided by 5 will give us 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So we take our numerator and subtract that, which will leave us with 2. So 2 becomes our numerator because that's what we're left with. And we keep the same denominator. So those are our improper fractions. So now there will be times when we're multiplying and dividing and working with fractions, and we have a mixed fraction that we want to convert into an improper fraction so it's easier to work with. So to go from a mixed number into an improper fraction, what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole number, the big number here, our 2, and multiply it by our denominator. So we'll have 8 times 2, which will give us 16, and then we add it to the top number. So we'll have 8 times 2 equals 16, and then we'll have 16 plus 5. So 16 plus 5 gives us 21. This is our new numerator. So then this becomes 21 over, we keep the same denominator, 8. So 21 over 8. So 2 and 5/8 becomes 21 over 8. All right, same thing here. So when we have a mixed fraction, we're going to take our denominator, multiply by our whole number, add it to our numerator, or our top number. So we have 9 times 3 is 27, plus 8 will give us 35. So that number becomes our numerator, keep the same denominator. All right, this one down here. So we have 15 times 1 plus 1. So 15 times 1 becomes 15. So we have 15 plus 1 equals 16. This becomes our numerator. And we keep the same denominator. All right, for this last one, I'm going to need my calculator. Actually, we can do it right here on the board. So we have 4 times 15. So we can say 15 times 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 60. So 15 times 4 is 60. And then we need to add our numerator. So add 3. Gives us 63. So then we take that 63 and it becomes our numerator. We keep the same denominator. So those are a couple examples of converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. And those are important when we're dealing with fractions.